Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you here for another edition of the real life of a working mom's hustle. You guys, this has been an amazing community that we're building here, and I am so excited for the feedback that I'm getting, for the comments, the love, the subscriptions. You guys are awesome. So if you're here today, you're here because we're having another chat. And today the chat is going to be about moving.
I know, right?
We're excited about the new opportunities, the new area, the new friends, the new this, the new that. But when it gets down to the logistics, most of us have to add that to our already busy to-do list. So I am here to give you some advice, some tips and tricks on how to make that move easier for you. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Hey guys, so you're moving. If you're anything like me, that just means that we've just added 50 other things to my already busy list of crap to do. So you and your spouse, or you and your significant other, have decided to up and move your family, whether it be across the country, which me and my husband have done, or it is across the county. It doesn't matter. It's still a lot of things that you have to do, right? Getting things set up and making phone calls and picking a home and picking a neighborhood. Oh my gosh. But you guys, I want to tell you something. When me and my husband first moved from Baltimore to California in 2013, it was basically me getting on Craigslist and hoping that I could find someone that would rent us a home, even though we were not going to be able to get there and view it. We were willing to take, reasonable accommodations as long as my husband could get to work, because his job was relocating us. Our landlord just had to be in agreement to meet with his job so that they could get the first month's rent and the security deposit from them. And it was actually super hard for us to find someone that was willing to do that, but I took it on and we found someone. We got everything set up. I moved across country and lived in a home. Now, the difference between then and now, because we are moving from one county in Georgia to closer in the perimeter, so we're going to be moving to DeKalb County from Gwinnett County. The thing is, I have a child now. So my husband works inside the perimeter. I work in Gwinnett County, and my son goes to school in Gwinnett County. Understandable. A lot of you are like, well, why don't you just stay in Gwinnett County then? Because who wants to commute an hour and a half inside the perimeter? My husband makes way more money than I do. So I try to make work-life balance is very important to me. There are actually more things for my family to do inside the perimeter. So we are moving closer to the city versus living in the suburbs for right now. Especially since little man is not in school yet, we are good with moving into closer to the perimeter to then find our dream home somewhere in Atlanta. Who knows where. So what am I doing to make this easier for my family? And what can you do if you're thinking of moving yourself, or you're thinking of relocating your family? The first thing that I would do is I went to tons and tons and tons of sites. So now the first thing that I want to do is find a home that is a great distance from his job and my job. I will be going against traffic, so I will be driving, he'll be taking transportation, just because gas inside the perimeter is hecka expensive. So I was starting out using a site called Zillow.com, and I was finding pretty good options in there. Zillow also, for those of you who are looking to buy, Zillow is a great spot for that too. However, my husband pointed me in the direction of Trulia. I will list all these sites down below. I am actually a bigger fan of Trulia than Zillow. And the reason I like Trulia is because Trulia lists things that are relevant to me right now, having a child and having to commute and things like that. It lists the crime rate for that area. So where that home is located, it lists the crime rate for you. It lets you know if it's lowest in the county, low in the county, moderate, or high. Those things are very important to me, especially because we're moving to an area that we know nothing about. So as much information as we can get on that area is super, super important to us. So it lets me know that even houses 2 and 3 blocks over have higher crime rates than where I'm supposedly looking. It also gives me information about the schools in the area and how they rank up against other schools in the county. It also gives me a little calculator so that we can calculate our commutes to work. Very, very important, you guys, at least for me, because commuting is a big thing. So the next thing I would suggest is if you're moving to an area that you know nothing about, hop on Facebook and join the county's moms groups. Join the swap groups. Just get to know some of the ladies in the area, get to know a feel. That's where I found Bryce's daycare right now, because I don't really know anyone in Gwinnett County that has a child my age. My niece and my nephew go to school and my sister works from home, so she doesn't have to look for a school for them, a daycare for them, whereas I do, and I had to switch from a part-time daycare to a full-time daycare. So being able to ask other moms whose kids were in school about the daycares, that helped me out so much. And another thing I want to mention, you guys, is also check out your state's social services page, because all schools that I suggest you send your kids to need to be licensed and bonded and have inspections, and I want to know what those inspections said. So for me, it was great to see all that information, give the schools a call, do visits, things like that. So I found a few schools from Facebook groups, and then me and my husband researched them even further using the social services site, and then we went and visited the ones that finally made the cut. If you are local or you're moving counties or whatever, try to find some local events on your county's website that you can attend, and you can see, interact with the people, see if they're nice, see if, they're friendly, see if, they have events like that you can attend for free or low budget. Like, no one wants to spend $50 to $60 to attend an event, especially if you've got a family of 5 or whatever. Like, that's super expensive. Like, no one wants to do that. I want to be in a community where they have those events, they have things for us to do on the weekends, because we will be working during the week. So we want something to do that's not gonna require us to drive all over the world all the time. So you definitely want to make sure, if you have a family, that you're moving to an area that is family friendly. That is like one of the biggest things for me. And if you check out your county's webpage, it'll show you usually the events that they have, how often they have them, when they're coming up. Here in Georgia, it's like a festival every weekend. Fall festival, beer festival, pumpkin festival, apple festival, so a whole bunch of freaking festivals. So it's very, very, very family friendly in the area that I'm in now, and I'm looking to have that where I move. I suggest is visiting the area with your family and without your family. You definitely want to go and bring your kids with you when you're driving through the neighborhoods. Have them look at the houses. Bryce loves that. He loves feeling involved in in the house search. I don't technically bring him to all the houses that we visit, but he definitely gets to drive around the community. For me, for a while, I was doing Uber in certain areas, Uber Eats in certain areas that we wanted to live in, so that we got to see how they were, how the traffic was on the weekends, things like that. All those things are super, super important. And then me and my husband would go out without my son, more than likely late at night, just to see how these communities were and how busy they were at night, because we will be leaving early in the morning and we will probably be getting home later in the evening. If I want to go and have a date night, meet my husband, and my babysitter has to come in, I want to make sure she feels safe, like things like that. So definitely do both Go visit with your family and go visit without. Last but not least, create a realistic budget for yourselves. I mentioned this earlier when I talked about Trulia and how amazing they were. You guys, you gotta have a realistic budget. I can't live in Buckhead or downtown Atlanta on $1,200. I will be living in the studio and we will have no water and no food, but we will be living in Buckhead. You know, that doesn't make sense. I have a family. So you want to make sure that you're kind of narrowing your search within your budget. And you want to make sure that the area that you're picking is not just because it's the house of your dreams, but it's giving you the life of your dreams. This is so important. So many times we get fascinated on the house. Oh my gosh, that is the house that I want, honey. That is the house that I want. But guess what? There's no parks for your kids. There's no jogging trails for you if you like to go out and run. It's in an apartment complex and not a house, a single family house like you wanted. It doesn't give you any family activities. There's nothing going on. Like, there's nothing for your kids to do. There's no extracurriculars for your kids to attend. The schools aren't that great, but it's the best house you got, you know? You got to make sure that it's setting you up totally for the life that you want, because at the end of the day, you're working to pay for this. And so why not make it something that you 100% completely enjoy? You want to spend more time with your family. You want to be present with your family. You want to do things and build with your family. So in order to do those things, you need to make sure that your community is feeding you as such. So that's all I have. I know you guys have probably moved a crap ton, at least once or twice. Come on now, at least once or twice. So please share some tips and tricks below that helped you move. What did you find that helped you? And if anything helped you in this video, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe. That's even better. Definitely drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you guys. And definitely, if you've moved, you've relocated your family for whatever reason. A lot of times I've moved because I've had to. It's not that I wanted to, it's because I've had to. But if you've relocated and you have some things that definitely stuck out to you that you needed to do to make the move easier, and I didn't mention them below, or you agree with what I said, definitely comment below and let me know. Until next time, you guys, thanks for joining the Working Moms Hustle, and I'll see you next time. Bye.